Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel ChemWis. In this video we are going to learn Gabriel Phthalimide synthesis. It is a two-step process in which an alkyl halide is allowed to react with phthalimide in the presence of a strong base like potassium hydroxide to produce N-alkyl phthalimide, which in the next step reacts with hydrazine or hydrolyzed under alkaline or acidic condition to produce primary alkyl amine as the main product and 2,3-dihydrothalazine 1,4-dione or phthalic acid dianionic salt or phthalic acid respectively. Mechanism. There are two steps in Gabriel Phthalimide synthesis. We will go one by one. Mechanism of step 1, in which there is alkylation of phthalimide. Phthalimide in the presence of a strong base like potassium hydroxide undergoes deprotonation of NH to produce phthalimide salt, which reacts with alkyl halide via SN2 mechanism to produce N-alkyl phthalimide. Mechanism of step 2. We have seen that there are three methods for making amine from N-alkyl phthalimide. We will learn mechanism for each one by one. First is generation of amine using hydrazine. N-alkyl phthalimide has electrophilic carbonyl group and hydrazine acts as a nucleophile. Addition of hydrazine to carbonyl carbon gives species A, which undergoes proton transfer to produce species B. Electronic delocalization opens up the 5-membered ring to produce species C, which undergoes proton transfer from carbonyl oxygen to amidic nitrogen to produce species D. The nucleophilic terminal nitrogen of hydrazide group adds to the amidic carbon to produce species E, which undergoes proton transfer to produce species F. Electronic delocalization produces alkyl amide and protonated 2,3-dihydrothalazine 1,4-dione. Now, alkyl amide abstracts proton from protonated 2,3-dihydrothalazine 1,4-dione to produce primary amine and 2,3-dihydrothalazine 1,4-dione. Mechanism for the generation of amine from N-alkyl phthalimide using hydroxide. In this, alkyl phthalimide and hydroxide react in the same way as in the case of hydrazine. Addition of hydroxide to carbonyl carbon gives species A, which undergoes ring opening to produce species B. Proton transfer from carboxylic oxygen to amidic nitrogen gives species C. Second hydroxide ion adds to the carbonyl carbon of species C to produce species D, which after electronic delocalization produces alkyl amide and phthalic acid monocarboxylate salt. Alkyl amide then abstracts proton from the carboxylic group to produce primary amine and phthalic acid dicarboxylate salt. Mechanism for the generation of amine from N-alkyl phthalimide under acidic condition. N-alkyl phthalimide under acidic condition gets protonated like this to produce species A with activated carbonyl carbon. Water then adds to the activated carbonyl to produce species B. Proton transfer from oxygen to nitrogen gives species C. Ring opening like this gives species D. Now, proton transfer gives species E with activated amidic carbon. Water then adds to the activated carbonyl of amide to produce species F, which after proton transfer gives species G. Electronic delocalization removes proton and produces primary amine and phthalic acid. Now we will discuss few examples. In this example, we have to predict the structure of product and side product. Phthalimide upon reaction with potassium hydroxide will give potassium phthalimide, which will react with benzyl bromide to produce N-benzyl phthalimide. Reaction of N-benzyl phthalimide with hydrazine will produce benzylamine and as the main product and phthalic acid as the side product. Another example. Here we have to predict the structure of main product. Reaction of phthalimide with potassium hydroxide will give potassium phthalimide, which will react with bromodiethyl malonate to produce N-alkyl phthalimide. It will react with benzyl bromide in the presence of sodium ethoxide to produce this intermediate, which after phthalimide deprotection and ester hydrolysis will give amino dicarboxylate. This will immediately undergo decarboxylation to produce phenylalanine. That's all in this video. Please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon if you like this video. Thank you very much for watching this video.